listening to Random Ramblings with Rob. Yay! Yeah! Yeah!
B to the R, O to the B, coming at you with the funny random rambling, talking about all the things that'll make that rain day sunny. Yeah, it's hot and popping, fireball dropping, come get your laugh on. Yeah, that's the concept, you know he be rocking. Rob got the facts and all of the gossip, it don't matter where you are or who you with. You gotta tune right in, bring your girl into your girl to bring your friends, be Robbie lit. Tune in your crib, in your whip, at your job. He got new shows every Sunday.
Here we go.
What up, everybody? It's your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first-time listener, I'd like to thank you oh so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, go ahead and give that person a crisp high five. But if you want to be socially cautious and you don't want to touch nobody hand, skin, meat together right now, because I got Omicron, Perseus Prime and shit going on with COVID and all this other crap, you can pick up your social media app of choice and send that person a well-crafted DM telling them thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Ramblers with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show, and an update on that, hopefully within the next couple of days, my trademark will be 100% complete, and I will officially own the copyright to 3R Show. So whoever got 3R Show, run me them pockets, give me my shit. And for anywhere else I forgot to mention social media wise, you can find it all on randomrob.com, to also as which you will find many different ways to help support the show, to include merchandise and all that other cool shit. And the sponsor, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Go to hooksrub.com and you can get 15% off your order if you use promo code RANDOM. Now, we got all the legal bits and everything out of the way. Here to my virtual right, on screen left.
This way.
Yeah,
There we go.
you was right the first time. This shit is ridiculous because I don't even know if I'm even saying it right.
Yeah,
But he's over there. I'm right here in virtual space and everything. I'm gonna call him a young man because that's what I do with everybody on here. I want them to be flattered and comfortable here in this space. A young man that I got to met and get to know just a little bit through the professional wrestling scene.
Yes,
and everything. Seen him on New Texas Pro, seen him on heavy metal wrestling, freaking and wherever else down here in Texas and abroad. This man is out there doing the work. And he is also a former active duty service member. Joining me on this edition of the Random Rounds with Rob podcast is my man T-Ray. How are you, sir?
Hello, doing good. Finally done with the this active duty stuff. No more government contracts for me. So yeah, I'm free.
Free.
Yes. Going to give me a nice little retirement party set up sometime in the spring, and it's going to be a great day.
So, I mean, I've said it many a times on my show. I mean, I'm former active duty as well. And what kind of led me into that is, you know, my family is military heavy. My father, my brothers, all those other things. What kind of led you down the path of being a service member?
My father and my sister were both in, and my dad kind of manipulated me to join because he owned an auto shop after he got out the military.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like working on cars all day like he does. It was his hobby. Like he'll be on the car from sun up to sundown, just working on the cars. And I like to do things like go bowling, have fun with my friends. And so he was like, look, you're not going to spend the summer taking a gap year or doing whatever. You're going to join now or you're going to come work with me at the shop. And I was like, yeah. Let me go talk to the recruiter right quick. You know? Yeah, because I grew up around it, so I didn't have that big old, oh no, what's going to happen to me in the military? Oh no, the drill sergeant's going to yell at me. I was like, I already been around it my whole life, so
yeah,
it was just pretty much, all right, I'm doing this now type of thing.
Okay.
And then 21 years later, so
21 whole years.
Yes.
So I mean, you just recently concluded your military service not too long ago, or whatever.
Yes.
But you have 7 years roughly experience in professional wrestling, right?
6 right now. Six.
Six.
Yes.
So you have some overlap there. So how was that doing professional wrestling and being an active duty service member?
The first 3 years was a little iffy. There were times I had a booking set up that I had to cancel either the week before, the week of, and that's kind of the big like thing to not do in wrestling, to cancel your bookings. All the promoters were understanding and did bring me back eventually. And then probably the last 2 years, I just quit caring. And then I just I just went to my bookings. I was like, we're not doing nothing here in the weekends anyway. Yeah, y'all, if y'all write me up, y'all write me up. If y'all don't, y'all don't. I don't care anymore. Because it was just one weekend out the month, so they weren't really missing me. And I just went from there.
Reserves for you.
Yeah, and it helped. My platoon sergeant, he was a big wrestling fan, so that was a big help. He just told me to contact them when I got to the show, make sure I made it there safely when I was heading back. So I just kept them updated. So he helped out a lot. So
I was stationed in Fort Leonard. I was stationed in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for a little while.
Yeah.
And I kind of fell into with an independent wrestling company out there. So I was an instructor for transportation. So what I would do on the weekends, because the promoter, old mom and pops and everything ran the show and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go to the barracks on the weekends and I would get the trainees and be like, hey, who going somewhere this weekend? Y'all want to go see a wrestling show? And then I pile them all up in the van and I make them go do a working party at the wrestling show.
Yep. Hey, got to make it work. Make it happen. That's what we do.
Yeah. So, 21 years. Was it hard for you? When, because I know for me personally, I can only speak for myself, but there was a point in time to where I don't even give a fuck if I retire. I'm just ready to be done with this shit.
I only had 2 duty stations like that. It was Fort Bragg and Fort Bliss. Those are my only 2 where I was like, man, I can't do this because we're up at 3:30, 4 in the morning. Then we have to go do the barracks inspections, get up and do a pre-PT meeting, go to PT, do a meeting after PT, try to get showered and changed, get a little bit of breakfast, a bite or something, go back, have an 8:30 meeting before 9 o'clock work call, get in the work call for this is 6 hours of stuff before at 10 o'clock. But then I had good duty stations up in Belgium and I had a
I'm about to say something stupid real quick.
Yeah.
But you went to Belgium. How was the waffles?
Oh, amazing. You got to get the waffles from the motherland. Yeah, you got to get them from where they originated, and the fries. Yeah, nothing in the world is like it. When you get the waffles and fries from Belgium. But I had a good 3 on, 5 off shift schedule when I was working up there, so I got to play semi-pro football. Dabbled in MMA while I was up there, and it was a cakewalk. Okay, this is what they mean when you can travel the world and enjoy things. But it was only 3 years of the 21, so. You gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah, this is true. So, obviously you retired and everything now. You done walked on out of that door or whatever. What was it like? I know it was a big relief and everything. But what was that day when they gave you your certificate or they gave you did your ceremony or whatnot?
No. There was no ceremony.
No?
It was no. I showed up, turned my stuff in, signed out, and drove off base. They want to have a big formation and do a congratulations.
Man, my own heart.
No, I was I had already clocked out 2 years earlier. When I was dead set, knowing that I wanted to do wrestling. I already shifted all my priorities and focus to getting myself set up to succeed in wrestling. So by that time, the year prior, right before the quarantine stuff started, I had already turned in my all my equipment. I told them, don't give me any more soldiers. I'll help with the soldiers in processing and out processing, but I didn't want a squad. And it was oh, okay. I didn't know I had that power. So
yeah.
I was I came to work this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. And it worked somehow. So. But that huge relief was off my back. That was one less stressor to deal with because during the week, getting prepped for shows and getting ready for wrestling matches, and also dealing with military stuff when they need their things for paperwork and training and stuff we got to do for them. Like it was like a huge stress relief was off my shoulders. So I can visibly tell my matches were a little bit better last year because that was my first year wrestling without having to deal with military. Like I'm in there having fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm being creative. I don't have that dad scowl on my face, just frustrated all the time.
Yeah, then I can only imagine as well as like, I mean, at the time, the military is your primary career and whatnot. So you're going out doing extracurricular things. I know the thing in the back of your mind is, damn, what if I get hurt while I'm doing this wrestling shit? What I'm gonna go back and tell them, you know?
That was same thing like before I was wrestling. Oh yeah, I got hurt in the gym. Yeah, I was working out. Yeah. They was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You're in the gym all the time. Yeah. All right, yeah. Go to sick call. Go get yourself taken care of. Buy ibuprofens, get wrapped up, get some knee braces, some ankle braces. I'm all good.
Mm-hmm. Word. So for you, I mean, your career started about 6 years ago and everything. So with the world as is and whatnot, we just, we went into lockdown around 2019, 2020 and all those other things or whatever. Around 2018, 2019 was kind of picking up for you, correct?
Oh, yeah.
As far as getting out on the road and whatnot.
Things started picking up with Inspire and heavy metal. I was really trying to just work everywhere. I just wanted to be that reliable guy. Hey, bring me in. I'll do my part, boost up the show. I was just trying to get those reps going. A lot of guys work only a few times a month. I was trying to get 2-3 bookings like every weekend because I started in my mid 30s. So in my head, I'm playing catch up to guys that are in their mid and early 20s. And so 2018, 2019, like I was all over the place between Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Had to show up in Utah, went up to Tennessee and tried to get booked out in Georgia. It was one of those deals where I drove out, helped with setup and everything, and tried to get something going, but they didn't bring me back. But all that work did pay off eventually to 2020 and 2021 being like my biggest year so far. And in my head, like that was just another step for me to build off on for this year and then for next year.
Word. So I mean, as far as professional wrestling goes and everything, where did you go to train at?
Training, I started at America's Academy of Professional Wrestling in Austin, APW. Trained with De La Isla. I have the moniker of being his last graduate before he retired.
Word.
So some of the other students are a little salty about that. So, but they mess with me and I mess with them about it. I was like, yeah, so I'm George's favorite. I'm the last one. There'll be nobody after me.
I get that because I'm the baby in my family.
Yeah. But yeah, trained there for 13 months, and part of the process of what you're supposed to do in wrestling. After you complete your training, like you're still supposed to go back and train. Like you just don't stop training. So you still go back to school. You help out the newer guys. Like when I started up, a lot of the graduates that went through, they came back and helped out. Guys like Houston Carson, he came from APW. He started his own school. Went out and helped him out for a day at his school. It's just part of the process. You complete your training, then you go back and you retouch back on your basics, then you help out the other guys that are coming up, get them motivated, and that helps keep your spark going as far as wrestling, so you don't get burnt out. And then you don't become complacent thinking you know it all, because nobody like knows it all in this business. So that's why I never get the guys that like they'll like go to a school, they'll graduate, and then like they don't ever train again. I'm like, why? like that's where you get your ideas from. That's where you can throw stuff at the wall, see if this move works, see if this sequence works, see if you can do this, see if you can do that. If you have an injury, you can go back and say, well, I used to do this, but now I got to do this. And so went there for 13 months, off and on throughout the months, train, and then Rodney Mack opened up Dog Pound in 2020. So I trained with Rodney Mack for about 3-4 months. Him and Jazz beat the hell out of me for that time span. So Jazz is an incredibly strong woman for those that don't know. Like she is
I
a
couldn't tell.
powerful woman. So got that under my belt, and so I'm just here now. Trying to just build off of that until my body says, hey, we ain't doing this no more. You need to find something else to do. So
So like, I don't know how I was thinking about it in my mind, how to say this shit. But as far as professional wrestling goes, I mean, obviously, you get in it because you like it, you enjoy it to a certain extent. I mean, do you have any goals that are yet to be met yet in professional wrestling?
So the weird thing about me, I set my goals incredibly low. I was only originally supposed to do 3 matches and quit.
Okay,
I started
I can
APW. But then I don't know, things started just naturally coming to me, and I was like, it wasn't difficult picking up things, and
yeah, because you're so big, you go to the gym all the time.
Well, even in-ring stuff and trying to get the crowd going and just all the backstage stuff and like everything that started coming natural, and like how to do matches with super heavyweights, doing matches with the cruiserweights, and doing matches with the luchadors, and doing matches with the brawlers or submission wrestlers. Like all that started coming natural to me, how to put on good matches with different types of people. So goal wise, like after I did those 3 matches, I was like, I got something going here. Like I can do this. Like I could really like get this going. So after that, the short-term goals was like, all right, I need to get to all the top companies in Texas. I need to get the Aspire. I need to get the Row, Gulf Coast. I need to get the VIP. And then Heavy Metal and New Texas started. So I was like, all right, I got to get with them. So that spiraled out to working all the top companies in Texas. Then after that, the goals was to main event at all those companies. And then branch off from that, try to get some out-of-state experience between Louisiana. I still haven't made it to Oklahoma yet. Mississippi, out of Florida, Tennessee. Lucked out and got to Utah. So start getting out-of-state experience so I get that national exposure coming in. And right now, for this year, the goals are trying to get up to Chicago, up in the Midwest, try to get an international booking either in Europe or Mexico. Ooh. And branch off from there. So each year my short-term goals are set up because they tell us don't put it in your head, yeah, I'm going to make it to WWE, I'm going to make it to AEW, I'm going to make it to New Japan, because year after year, like you see guys like Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, he didn't make it to, like, he was 15 years in. AJ Styles didn't get to that level until he was like almost 18 years in and stuff, but he was already at Impact and stuff doing great things.
Yeah.
So each year you just got to keep building, keep growing, keep learning, keep networking, making the drives, shaking hands with the right people. And the most important thing is keeping your nose clean and staying out of trouble and the stupid drama that goes on.
Yeah. And then I can kind of speak from my aspect of it because I know Kiefer over there at New Texas Pro. So I'm always at all the shows trying to help out and do whatever I can to help them out. So what you were saying, however, shaking hands and being cordial and introducing yourself and stuff is like, I'm a nobody. I'm just there to help out Kiefer or whatever or some shit. And I'm just there, looming in the background, and wrestlers would go out of their way to come shake my hand and say hi to me and shit like I'm somebody important.
So, you got the Twitter boost, man. You followed me on Twitter and things like took off last year.
You're right.
I'm not even gonna lie about that. I was like, my Twitter was so dry before last year. And then you started following me. You just shared like small clips and small pictures, and then boom, boom, boom. Like each day, it just built. I was like, wow, I'm finally got some steam going on Twitter. That's what you provide for us so far, and I'm appreciative of it. Like I really appreciate you.
Yeah, man, thank you. Because first of all, you're throwing yourself around for my entertainment, so you get all the praise from me for that. So But I mean, shit. Those. Not to just be like I'm trying to help out Kiefer and everybody involved or whatever, but it's for a man of your stature to do some of the shit that I've seen you do in person. It just freaking amazes me, and it's like, why wouldn't somebody share this? Because this is fucking insane. I seen you, damn near 300-pound man, run from one side of a ring to another side of the ring and do a fucking backflip out of the ring onto people.
Oh yeah, my beautiful my freeze ray flop. That's a tribute to my high school track days. I did the high jump and did the pole vault. And they put me on the 1600 meters. I hated it, but they put me on that too. So that's a little tribute to that. The flop. And it's just something you don't expect guys like me to do. I don't pull it out every show. So only the big matches, and but yeah, this oh my god, this guy can do that. He's not just doing clotheslines and shoulder tackles. Like, no, I can fly when I need to. So.
Because I can tell you, I got to see the first of all, before I even get into that, you need to tell me, and most of the people that are listening as well, where on the map, because I tried to look it up. You know, I did Google search and all that. Where the hell is Wishing Motherfucker Wood, Texas?
It's a small sub community off in Central Texas. You got to know people that know people that know people to get you the directions there. It's off one of those exits that doesn't have a full exit number. It's like exit 174 and a half.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
it's like going to hard work. And shit.
Yeah. And so once you get in that area, then you're gonna get picked up by a helicopter to bring to the actual place. So
okay. You gotta put a bag over your head and everything. I understand.
So, but it's building. The business district is up. You got a hospital coming in.
You're gonna need that. All the flips and all that.
The housing is great. So yeah, we don't do HOAs. We handle things by throwing hands, so we have to deal with all that. So, and there's no police force. That's the other better thing. We police ourselves.
Word. So, I mean, especially if you're throwing hands. I mean, that's the best way to police yourself.
Yeah. Back to the old days. Have a fight, go have a drink about it in the bar, become best friends. The way it's supposed to be.
Be like, your dog shit in my yard. Yeah.
All right, he's gonna stop. All right, let's have a drink about it. Now we good.
Yeah, but I got to see what the first one was, a Wish a Motherfucker Would match.
Yes.
And then y'all had the follow-up, what I call commentary for that shit. So I forgot the name of it already. It was Last Motherfucker Standing.
Yes.
Yeah. So those series of matches and everything with Mr. Bedlam is what I call him, because I got to put some respect on that man's name.
John Bedlam.
So, I mean, what was that experience like for you? Because for me watching it was like, this shit is ridiculous. But at the same time, I was like, this is some fun shit. So, I mean, how was that from your perspective of it?
So the initial Wish a Motherfucker Would street fight match, it kind of started off as a joke. We was trying to spin our wheels on what to do for the show. And the crazy thing about New Texas is if you're not like bringing it every show, like you're just like phased out of the roster, kind of like everybody in the roster has to bring it. So you got to bring something to the table. So in my head, I'm like, crap. BK's the champ. BK's having these badass matches. Q's a beast. Fly Def is there doing their thing. Gino's coming in. Gino's one of the best wrestlers and probably the best wrestler in the state. All right, so you gotta think like, so what can I do myself just to stand out from all these guys coming in? And then I was like, well, we can do a street fight, but then like there's like so many different street fights. Everybody's doing them or a variation of it. And I was like, well, I've already established I'm from this city of Wish a Motherfucker Would, Texas. Why would you do a Wish a Motherfucker Would street fight, like the Texas Death Match or something like that? Just put my own little stamp on it, and that just opened up this whole world of like possibilities and creativity. Like there was so much stuff that we could have done in the match that we didn't. Like as far as going outside the building and just bringing other random crazy stuff, because it didn't really need to be death match level. I like sprinkling in a little comedy here and there in my matches, just so did. Yeah.
I'm not gonna give too much of it away because I want people to sort it to look for it.
Yeah, the match it took a hard left, then went right, and then got back on track, and took another hard left. Yeah, you got to sprinkle in a little comedy. Like if you watch some of the Christmas street fights and the Halloween street fights, like on SmackDown, like they got the pumpkins, they got the gifts and the trees and all the like the barbed wire wrap trees and stuff, like all the random stuff sprinkled in just to add to the match. And so doing that, it kind of like let the fans come into my environment to see what like goes on in my head to present out to them, and it was real special. And Bedlam, he brought it. That's a tough dude. We beat the snot out of each other, and I'm still feeling the sting of that ladder. And and then the best way to just put the icing on it, have the last motherfucker standing match to the last man. There's been hundreds and hundreds of last man standing matches, but just adding in that flair of the last motherfucker standing, like that's like a even bigger, grander title, just to make it more special.
And then your ring announcer sold it too, so
yes,
put a lot of gravitas on that. And I was like, yes, I am pleased.
But yeah, that was my baby. Like if I retired this year, like I could be happy just off of that, just off those two matches. Just to say I added this to the business of professional wrestling, because you rarely get to reinvent the wheel.
And then I mean you say that or whatever, and that was kind of the stipulation of the match. I mean, if you would have lost, you would have had to hang it up.
Yes. Yeah, that was the other good swerve for it, that my career was on the line for it as well. So it's rarely, I think Ric Flair was the last one where every match he had, his career was on the line.
Yeah.
So you didn't know each match. Yeah.
Leading up to WrestleMania 24. Yeah.
Yeah. So rarely you get to see a career match where the guy whose career is on the line does win the match. So that added even more drama, more involvement for the match, where the fans be like, oh my God, what the hell is about to happen? Like, this dude can't retire yet. He's just getting hot. Like, what the heck is going on? So,
yeah. And then I was like, because I don't know all the things or whatever, but I got lucky to pull commentary for that show. So as things were being announced from the announcer, that's when I knew about it. Other than, I knew the card, but I didn't know like what the fuck was going on. I just like, all right, these people are next. What the hell are they doing? So I hear this and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, he did just, propose to somebody. So I'm like, is he hanging it up? And to speak about that, I mean, that was another surprise that you kind of shared with us as well, to where, first of all, you proposed to this young lady.
Yes, my baby.
Beautiful young woman. I thought that was like, because she's short. So I was like, wait a minute, who is this kid in the ring?
Yeah, she's 5'1", and we get random stares when we're out in public.
I mean, I understand, because my ex-wife, it was 4'8", so she was 4'8", and then like we would fuck with people because she was 4'8" and she was older than me. So I would put on my hip like how you carry a kid. I was like, yeah, it's my wife.
Yeah, they're tiny, but they're mean. So, I proposed to her. She didn't know what was going on. That's another story right there, because she fought tooth and nail to get on the road, because she hates the drives that take more than an hour to get to a show.
Yeah. And
so Houston's 3 hours from us, and she fought tooth and nail. She didn't want to get out of bed. She put on some the first outfit she put on, she just threw together some random like pajama pants and some old not even a girly t-shirt, just some old random t-shirt. And I was like, you want to put on something a little bit, not dressy, but just casual, like you want to be seen in public? And she's like, oh, yes. And like, the road trip there.
Plans here, just do what I say.
Like, I had the ring in my bag the whole time. I'm like, she just doesn't know. And like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning by the time we haven't got to the car yet. And the whole way there, are we there yet? Can we stop? Oh my God, can we turn around? I probably should have stayed home. Then we get to the show. When does the show start? Can I just wait at the hotel? I was like, no, you don't want to wait at the hotel. Please, you don't. Just watch the show. Like, I tried to sell her that Roxy was gonna be there. Like, she's a big Roxy fan.
Oh, word.
I was like, yeah, Roxy's gonna be there. She's gonna have this great match. Fly Def will be there. 'Cause they're my brothers. She's like, just enjoy the show. Like we was in Austin or something. And she just fought. At intermission, she texted me like, "When's your match?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And yeah, that was the Monsters Ball match. So during that proposal, I was incredibly sore and in a lot of pain. Just got done with the Monsters Ball match, and then I had told her I'm going to film a training promo. So we're just going to go through the basic headlock and run to the ropes because she's done 2 months of training when she went to APW a few years ago. So she kind of has a gist of what to do in the ring. So we did it.
Say that because she looked like she had some awareness.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, she knows how to do the lockup, the headlocks, and so then I threw it to the ropes, boom, to the big shoulder tackle, stayed on my knee, and she just froze, like. And then I think in her head, she finally realized all the crap she put me through throughout the day about not wanting to be there, like registered. And but yeah, she's happy. She was all giddy and loving, and then she's been mean to me ever since. So I proposed and she got meaner.
Yeah, so yeah, because she's like, I got this motherfucker now. I wish the motherfucker would try me now. But as far as the life of your professional wrestling career, has she been with you the whole time?
Yeah, she's been my biggest supporter. There's times where like I actually thought about, man, this is my last month. Like I'm hurt. I don't feel like driving. The car is falling apart. Money's not coming like it needs to do. And she's like, nope. Get out there. This is what you want to do. This is what you're here for. This is your purpose. She keeps reminding me this is my purpose. In the days that I don't feel like going to the gym, she's like, nope, you gotta get up, get there. And some days I'm in the gym at like 2-3 o'clock at night, just because I finally got out there because she's pushed me out there just to stay on top. Because like all wrestlers go through their off and on fat phase. And like, there's a few pictures of me like that. I'm extra bloated, extra chubby. And then some days I'm just ripped and jacked to the gills. And then she keeps me consistent as far as working out and that I'm not overeating and sticking to my diet and just keep my creativity going as far as putting on the best matches on the card.
Word.
So.
I mean, that's what we all need and everything. I talked to my wife today because I think I've been podcasting as long as you've been professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So
all right.
We in sync as far as a length of time and whatnot. And I was telling her today, it's just like, man, after these 2 interviews, I just like, I don't even know what I want to do after this. And she's like, nah. Along similar to what your old lady was saying. It's like, now you got some goals, you got some, just keep up with it and stuff. And sometimes, you just need that, you know?
Yep. True.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, now go make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
And then we get in the fight.
Yes, I wish.
And then I had to pay my HOA fees. With your motherfucker. Just
hey, there's room available. We got plenty of room. And couches to spare. Yeah.
So I got some names here.
All right.
I'm a Sam, and I just need your thoughts and opinions on these people.
All right.
Brian Keith.
Right now, undisputed king of Texas right now. He put Texas on his back and he ran with it.
Word.
We've had, good Lord, we've only been in the ring against each other, but it's only been multi-man matches. We haven't had that one-on-one. Yeah. We've done a triple threat match way back when Heavy Metals first started running their Thunder shows. And then the Monsters Ball match where Remedy just ran through all of us.
Yes.
So it was pretty much an us versus Remedy match. Good Lord. I rarely get thrown around in matches, and Yeah, that was that one. That was the one. But BK, we will most likely cross paths this year and finally give the fans that moment they were looking for in that match, because there was dueling BK T-Ray matches when we finally had our stare down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna build off of that. And right now he's the man in Texas right now. Like nobody's touching him as far as in-ring presentation, charisma, matches, and being the guy that everybody wants to face.
Mm-hmm. Mysterious Q.
Q is hard to put a label on it, because you look at Q and he's like, why isn't this guy like on pay-per-view right now for one of the top companies? Q's been putting in a lot of work and distinguishing himself as one of like the best hybrid wrestlers. As the guys doing stuff like I can fly, but Q flies, and we're the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Q's doing more acrobatic stuff than me, more springboard stuff. And he held it down as the new Texas champion for 600 plus days. And he's just another one of those guys that everybody wants to get in the ring with, just to not prove themselves, but to show that, man, I'm doing this match with Q. I can hang with Q. But this guy, he really should be at the fact that he's not at that next level is baffling to me. Mm-hmm. And he is just a straight beast in the ring. Guy, he can go with anybody, and he's a very special, like once in a lifetime talent.
Word. Aaron Mercer.
Mercer, my brother. Oh gosh. Have me say Mercer's hot garbage. No. We give each other crap a lot. Mercer is a straight, depending on which Mercer shows up, he can be that happy-go-lucky, I'm going to hurt you guy, or you get the death match, I'm going to kill you, Mercer. Right now, he's that bridge between standard pro wrestling and deathmatch wrestling right now, because any weekend he'll do Friday match, have a good 10, 15, 20 minute bang of a match. Then the next day he's going through glass and going through barbed wire and going through all this crazy stuff.
Yes.
So Mercer is a loving type of crazy dude that is very special getting in the ring with. He brings it. Like there is nothing flashy, there's nothing catchphrasey, there's nothing. Like Mercer is just in there to hurt people, get paid, and go home.
Word. Yeah. So I follow him on Twitter or whatever, and it's just sometimes he just be like, out of nowhere, be like, I feel like bleeding this weekend. I was like, okay. That's awkward, but okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. Gino Medina.
Gino is the smoothest wrestler that you can ever see. Everything is like second nature to him in that ring, and he's just like Q. He's up at MLW right now, but you like wondering, like sometimes I look at my my peers, I'm like, what am I not doing that these guys are doing that they should be like signed right now, and they're not? And I'm like, what more do I have to do? Because I look at Gino, I was like, is one of the, like, you remember when Lil Wayne was dropping mixtapes like all year? I think back in 2006, 7. I don't think any wrestler right now is outworking Gino. Like this guy, when they say he lives and breathes wrestling, like it's not a cliche. This guy lives and breathes wrestling all day. If you train with him, you're gonna elevate. Do a match with him, you're gonna elevate. He makes you better. Being on the card with him, knowing that your match is either after his or before his, makes you step up. And he's just one of the smoothest like wrestlers. Like just makes it look so easy. and he's just out there having killer matches. And like, I've never seen him tired. Like, he'll do 25-minute match at these intense paces, and he's like just having a casual conversation in the back, like it was nothing. Like, it's just crazy how good he is in the ring. Like, I can't praise Gino enough. And like, he's one of those guys that I can message at any time of the day for advice, for ideas, and he's like always there for you as well.
Yeah. Another testament to Gino's in-ring capability, his smarts, and his work ethic. He came to a show one time, he was limping, and I was like, hey man, what's up? What's wrong? He's like, man, I hurt my knee real bad, yada, 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 you know. And I was like, just the way he was talking about it, and you know, just his posture and everything, I was like, I don't think he's gonna have a match tonight. You know, he's just here to show support. And then, you know, I'm sitting in the crowd, you know, waiting for the next match or whatever. Then I hear his music come on. I was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker just said his knee was jacked up, and here he is in a ladder match. I'm like, okay. But I mean, just with that or whatever, I mean, he worked smart that match to where it wouldn't exploit the injury and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's just a testament to him and his ring awareness and smarts and shit. And my last name for you, we just talked about him not too long ago, but Johnny Bedlam.
John Bedlam. I think he's going to be the next guy to take off and put Texas on his back. There's just this unique aura about him where he can bring it on the microphone, he can bring it in the ring. You put him in the ring with anybody, and it's going to be a must-see match. And the guy would do pretty much anything as far as match types and doing what it takes to get to that next level. And right now, I think he's where I was at before I started doing the Wish Your Motherfucker Would, I would say gimmick, evolution. He's right there just figuring out what he needs to do to get to that next level. He's similar to me. He started with Booker and went out to San Antonio, started training with Rodney, the training at Heavy Metal, and he's just throwing against the wall, seeing what's going to stick. And I feel any company, just give that man a microphone.
Yes.
Give him the microphone and just let him go. And he's going to be that next talent that's going to elevate Texas wrestling even further.
And it's crazy that you say that, because I mean, that's how I found out about him. Not because of his in-ring capability, is just because I heard him cut a promo. And I was like, damn, I need more.
Yes. Just give him a microphone. And it's weird and bad for other guys. Like, well, what do I say against that? Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you up, John. Yeah. Because this wild, crazy. Yeah. He cuts these wild, crazy promos. I'm like, what am I supposed to say against that? But yeah, any company this guy works for, just give that man a microphone. It's a weird thing on the indies. Guys can get a lot of mic time, but like, we need that to bring the fans to the matches more. I rarely get to talk and cut in-ring promos. I think Wrestle Rave, Heavy Metal, and Heart of Texas, I think they're mainly the only places that like allow me time to talk on the microphone. Like, we need that time to connect with the fans. Like, even if it's a hit or miss thing, like, we still need that experience of talking in the ring to a live crowd instead of just doing the cell phone promos off in random areas, or just doing backstage promos. Like, we need that time in the ring to talk, to feel out the crowd, to know when to get them going, to just get that in-ring experience, just talking on the microphone. And you don't get that a lot on the indies. So when you do get it, like, you have to knock it out the park. And like, Johnny just does that every single time.
And then, you know, I think from a professional wrestler standpoint or whatever, I mean, if you go to do all these different independent shows and everything, you're new to a crowd sometime, and they don't know how to really perceive you right off the bat. And you kind of have this idea in your head where you want to manipulate the crowd. So a promo could do that for you. So if you're a heel, you come in there, you heel them up on the mic, you know, you already got the emotions where you want them to have, you know? So yeah, I see the importance of that. But before we go, I have one final question or observation of mine that I had to ask you since you're an African American brother
All right.
like myself.
Yes. Shout out to Black History Month. Yes.
Happy Black History Month. So you're an independent wrestler. You've seen all manner of independent wrestling and wrestling that you probably watch at your leisure. The question that I have for you is the flatliner. Is it a black wrestler's move?
It seems to be the go-to. I've never done one.
You should though, so we can further feed the stereotype.
I try to go in the opposite direction of the wave. I've seen a lot of guys do it. I don't know why it's a thing. Mm-hmm. We all got to come with our version of the flatliner. Yes. Especially when I first kind of started, like everybody had their own Booker T inspired move they were doing, either the axe kick or or I've done a variation of the spin-a-rooney. Mm-hmm. When I first tore my knee, I couldn't do kip-ups anymore. So I was like, hey, I'm on my back. Might as well just do a spin-a-rooney and pop up like that. Just add something different to, like, the fans are used to seeing kip-ups, and it's just something different. Yeah, everybody's either doing a Booker T inspired move or the flatliner. I was like I look across the board of what everybody's doing. I was like, why are so many like other black wrestlers doing the flatliner? Like, it's just a thing. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Hey, I mean, like I said, man, I have nothing against a black wrestler doing the flatliner. I've just been for the past couple of months, almost maybe well over a year or whatever. I've been putting this together, and I'm just like, this is our move now. You need to pay homage, and we need to put. So you need to put it in your repertoire somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
If I do it, I got to do my own spin on it. How I do the F5. I do my own version of the F5. Mm-hmm.
So when you speaking of that or whatever, because I know you got your own twist and flair to the F5 and everything, like you were saying, but like it kind of reminds me of like how Bobby Lashley puts his own twist on the spear and everything. How you kind of go spin out with it and everything.
Yeah, you got to do a flip with it. I do the F5, do a nice little back handspring out of it to land on my feet. Mm-hmm. I think it just adds that little seasoning to it that we're known for.
Who's the spices, everybody?
But if I do a flatliner, I gotta think of a way to make it unique to me. Mm-hmm. And
I gotta be there to record it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I might have a surprise for you. The next New Texas show I'm booked at. They're giving me a month off for this show, so they can do their intergender show.
Yeah.
I needed a little break because those last two matches were a little bit of a doozy that I'm still recovering from. Mm-hmm. So I think Mania weekend is gonna be my next time in New Texas. So I'll see what I can pull out my bag of tricks.
Oh, I'll be there. I mean, see, now that you've said it, we've got it recorded for posterity. I will be there WrestleMania weekend to see this.
All right, yeah, I'll make it happen just for you. So.
Word, but we're gonna go ahead and put a pin in it there, homeboy.
All right,
let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Social media, Facebook is T-Ray Watford, IG T-Ray 82. And on Twitter, the Ray of Lite with a LITE at the end. Mm-hmm. And that's the three platforms I'm at that I'm comfortable with because I can't do the TikToks and Snapchats yet. I hate being on my phone throughout the day. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those are three places you can find me. And I'll be up at Wrestle Rave this weekend facing Gary J. I got Dmitry Alexandrov coming off for Heart of Texas title defense. And then Premier Wrestling next month, and then get ready for that big Mania weekend where I'm going to show up and show out and do what I do best in front of a larger crowd.
Word. And man, I'm excited. I'm ready to go for that weekend. I'm not even, because I've been to, before the pandemic shit happened, I've been to every WrestleMania except for 33 since 31. So, but now, like the way that product has changed for that company is just like, I don't even want to go to WrestleMania for WrestleMania. I just want to go there for all the independent surrounding shows that's going on that weekend.
Yeah. I think you just gotta find your part of the show that you enjoy. Realistically, the way I look at it, wrestling at that level hasn't changed much. It's just we grow as fans, and so now the younger fans, like my kids, they love watching everything on WWE, and like, okay, I can see that because when I was watching, my dad hated wrestling. Like he ruined it so much. Like, why are you watching this? Oh, look at this guy. Oh, it's terrible. How did you watch this? That's fake blood. Look at him. That's how you throw punches. Yeah. So I can see this next generation how they're doing things, but you just gotta find that that element that you can stick with, just like on the indies. Like if you go to a new Texas show, you're not gonna like every single thing there. You should, but your must-see thing would be that person that you want to see. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta find that element that that you want to gravitate to.
Word.
And,
but
oh yeah, I was gonna say, I just thought about this. Like 3 hours is a long time to watch TV.
Yeah.
Yes, I just thought about that. I was like, yeah, maybe that's the deal. Like 3 hours is a long time.
Yeah. And then it's just like it's not wrestling. It's just a bunch of other tertiary shit to where like when I watch wrestling, I want to watch the wrestling.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, you've been a guest of the Random Rounds with Rob.
Yes.
And the door is always open for you to come back to promote your next thing or just to shoot the shit.
Hey, that's what I'm good at. So that's what I'm best at right now. I'm retired. That's all I do. But yeah, this hour flew by, man. I loved it. Good time with you, man.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is Hoppy. What's up, everybody? I'm over here cooking dinner with hooks, rubs, and spices. B-Rob turned me on to this stuff, and I tell you what, it's great. It's a homemade blend of the finest ingredients sourced from Texas gardens, farmers, and markets. And it's some good shit. I tell you what, try the smoking sweetness, or you can try Hoppy's favorite, the Mad Cow, which is a nice peppery slap in the face. One taste, and you'll be hooked. Hooks, rubs, and spices.